Welcome to the Saxon Show, your countdown to the future. First, I want you to take down my phone number in case you want to call. The number is 501-437-2963. In case you didn't get it, here it is again. 501-437-2963. Sorry, but we can't accept collect calls. Tonight's topic is the challenge and rewards of survival. This is from the Survivor, Volume 3. Bang, 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 bang. 4 shots ripped into my groin, and I was off on the greatest adventure of my life. This is the first line in Max Schulman's hilarious book, Sleep Till Noon. The line had nothing to do with Max's novel, but he thought it a good way to begin a book. The idea, however, does apply to the survivalist. If you are alive 10 years from now, you will have gone through some wild scenes you can't imagine now. The worst calamities you overcome will give you the greatest gratification of any other life experience. There are so many factors in surviving the collapse of a great civilization that anticipating the worst will stimulate the heroism in every survivalist. Regardless of the horror of facing such chaos, your efforts will take you to a plateau which will justify any hardship. As a survivalist, that is, one who anticipates and prepares for the worst man and nature can hand out, you will be automatically among the elite. Whether you are now a doctor or a dishwasher, you will be in your grandchildren's history books. You will have done what only the best of any race has done down through the ages. You will be preserving and passing on the life-sustaining knowledge of our culture and its past glories. In surviving yourself, you will be the means of survival for those born later. Civilizations and systems have been growing, thriving, and then dying since before written history. A modern person reading history can accept the collapse of any number of past societies without any fear of the same fate. After all, those who died didn't have his God, his government, or his science. Of course, most individuals of past doomed civilizations felt the same about their own unfortunate and unenlightened ancestors and less powerful neighbors. You might imagine the Roman welfare recipient in the stands of the Colosseum. There he was, gloating and enjoying the agony of the inferior pagans being slaughtered in the arena. He was invincible. He was a Roman. The victims in the arena were only barbarians. They were losers and died because they didn't merit Roman citizenship. But Roman citizenship, its legions, its overrated efficiency, doomed that same proletarian gloating in the stands to starvation or enslavement by his inferiors just a short time later. I consider it arrogance verging on paranoia for a person to believe that he can escape the natural consequences of his own and his fellows' degeneration. Of course, the degeneration of social systems and even individuals is usually so gradual that it goes unnoticed by its victims. For instance, if you see a person often for 10 years, you notice little real change. But at a reunion, you see those old friends and relatives as falling apart. They see you as being over the hill, too. The same applies to a modern city you haven't seen in 10 years. It's dirtier, more smoggy, the people shabbier, and more funny-looking. Degeneration, so apparent to the long-absent observer, is hardly noticed by the subjects who are so much less than they had been. Aside from people simply growing older or cities getting shabbier and more run down, with more losers filtering in through failure to cope, stable, industrious people also degenerate. A workman, once proud of his skill, no longer looks for better opportunities when his workmanship isn't appreciated. Instead, he works less, depending on his union to answer for his increasing sloth. He is less able than he was, and he gradually becomes so dependent on others to arbitrate for him that his own efforts on the job become increasingly less important. When his company goes bankrupt due to his union's emphasis on pay raises and benefits over production, he goes on welfare. He has gone from a skilled worker to a parasite with no feelings of inadequacy. The gradualism by which he reached this sorry state has blinded him to his downward progress. Psychologically, he can be quite stable and even intelligent. In fact, the stable and the intelligent are in many ways less well equipped than the neurotic doom shouters most such people consider survivalists to be. A few years ago, a Boeing plant lost a big government contract. Hundreds of well-to-do, highly skilled workers in engineering and even management were laid off. They had sumptuous homes, several cars each, and had previously been insulated against socioeconomic difficulties through their positions. They were so secure, many of them didn't even feel the need for bank accounts. Everything they earned went to pay for their lifestyles of frivolity and conspicuous consumption. They were the most shocked of all to go on welfare and even accept food baskets from private donations. These were the intelligent ones. These were the stable and productive, guaranteed security by the society they served. I said they were stable and intelligent. Yet they were more vulnerable than most welfare recipients, for they considered themselves an important part of the establishment it could not do without. But when their little world temporarily crashed, they didn't have the survival potential of a scrounging wino. Consider also the over 40 executives laid off from thousands of firms, either bankrupt or seeking younger men with fresh ideas. Oh, how they seek work befitting their skills, and how they lament the present lack of recognition they so long considered their due. So intelligence and competence on behalf of a crumbling establishment is a curse rather than a blessing. All it did was to insulate them from reality. The establishments presently favored are no more and often less able to cope with adversity than losers used to the demeaning aspects of welfarism. In point of fact, the educated specialists, the elite of the establishment, are doomed more surely than are their own domestic servants. Another factor overlooked by non-survivalists is that the more complex a civilization becomes, the less able its members are to apply their intelligence and training to survival situations. Also, the person who specializes in a narrow field loses his ability to see the whole picture on the job and off. An example might be a brilliant researcher in a ceramics factory working on some narrow specialty. In another department, a relatively mindless drudge watches for cracks in an unending train of ceramic pieces passing before him on the inspection line. Each feels secure, yet each is equally a minor part of their profession, equally restricted in their application of their skill or labor to the factory. Consider a village potter of 200 years ago. He had a kick wheel, made his own plaster molds, dug his clay from the riverbank, and did every process, from purifying the clay to firing the week's output. The two above, the researcher and the cup and saucer inspector, are too narrow in their specialties to start over on their own. However, the village potter, having nothing but the basics but a full understanding of the processes from start to finish, can begin again. The narrow specialist and the inspection worker would be out of the field. This analogy fits the average American today. He knows only bits and pieces of a rather large field of the industry which supports him. The breakup of that industry will turn the specialized genius into a functional moron. That is, his expertise will be useless, and so he will be no more able to carry on the industry than the dimwit on the line. So when an establishment falls, its dependents, whether intellectuals, laborers, or welfare recipients, are pretty surely doomed. Dependency applies just the same to the corporation brain as to the welfare recipient. Survivalists throughout the ages have been largely independent of their respective establishments. The small farmer, the blacksmith, the carpenter, the armorer, and most of those supplying goods and services to their neighbors have prevailed where their former superiors, along with the proletariat, died out. So no matter who you are or whatever your situation, you can survive and rise to greatness. As an instant patriarch, you can establish yourself as a very wise leader, and your tales of personal heroism will be listened to with awe even when you are in your dotage. Of course, survival will be difficult at best. Only the most highly motivated survivalists will make it. You will then have to contend with other survivalists setting up systems possibly hostile to your own. Social collapse will lead to warring factions which might keep humanity in turmoil for yet another generation. Despotic systems led by warlords will draw on all your resources simply keeping your system going. Even so, I consider this the greatest and most important challenge a human can face and overcome. Further, to successfully bridge the gap between the fall of one civilization and the building up of a greater one is the highest success I can imagine. If you become faint-hearted at this, fearful and insecure, discouraged in your attempts to warn others, keep going. This is training you'll need. As things get worse, you'll find yourself drawing on resources you didn't know you have. You will also meet allies along the way as well as opponents. You will learn how to judge men as well as any Marine drill instructor. Your efforts toward survival will strip away your weaknesses, delusions, and all frivolous and negative character traits keeping you down at this time. Even without formal training and discipline, you will develop your own strengths and the self-discipline to implement them. After your passage through the fire, you will be a new person. Past mistakes and inadequacies will be wiped off your life record. Survival from one era to the next will not only make you twice the person you are now, but will inspire others to carry on your hard-won qualities. So not only will you survive, but the best in you will survive in others yet unborn. Okay, here I am again, Kurt Saxon. The phone number is 501-437-2963. The mailing address is P.O. Box 95, Alpena, Arkansas 72611. Here's a call. Hello, Kurt Saxon here. Again, the phone number is 501-437-2963. And the mailing address is P.O. Box 95, Alpena, Arkansas 72611. And if you send in $10, you'll get an information packet containing, well, here's another phone call. Hopefully it's a real one. Hello, Kurt Saxon here.
Hi, Kurt. This is Bob from Arizona. I got a question for you.
Hi, Bob.
I was trying to find some of that hard red winter wheat. I was reading in one of the back issues of The Survivor.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find any. Is there any, like, alternatives?
Well, it's a certain brand of wheat. It has about 19% protein in it. It's the best you can buy. Unless you want to make pasta, and that's a different kind of wheat entirely. But there's natural food stores, otherwise you call them health food stores. You living in a large enough town?
I live in Arizona, Florence, Arizona.
Well, do you have a health food store there?
No, it's a small town. I called a bunch of, like, grain suppliers and stuff.
Yes, well, maybe in Arizona it wouldn't be in demand because they don't grow wheat in Arizona, I don't think. Well, I'm almost sure they don't.
No, they don't. Cotton is a big product.
Okay, so in a place where they don't grow it, like in the deep south or a desert country, then you'd have to get it from your health food store. And if you just have a little bitty town, you'll have to go to the next biggest town.
Okay.
But you can order it through any health food store.
All right, great. I also had another question. I subscribed to the Shoestring Entrepreneur, and I got my subscription in the mail.
Yeah.
But I had also sent in for the info pack like a week before that, and I still haven't received the info pack.
Well, the info pack should be limping along. We've had problems with that. We did send them out. Some people have gotten them, but all too many people say they still haven't gotten them, and that worries us because they probably set off someplace along on a siding. And incidentally, we don't send them out by bulk mail anymore because of that. I would rather pay a little more for postage, well, actually about double, and have them get to you right away or with a few days rather than waiting for the bulk mail to get there. But it will finally get there. But if after a couple of weeks you still haven't gotten it, let me know, and I'll just send you another pack at no extra charge.
Okay. All right, thanks a lot. That's all I want to know.
You're very welcome.
Okay, bye.
Okay, again, the phone number is 501-437-2963. And the mailing address is P.O. Box 95, Alpena, Arkansas. And here's another call. Hello, Kurt Saxon here.
Hi, this is Lucy from Indianapolis. How are you tonight?
Well, I'm fine. You're coming in very rippled.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
You're okay now?
Yeah, you're not too bad on the radio. I just want to let everyone know what wonderful service I received from you. Just last Monday, I sent away for my sample pack and a subscription to the Shoestring Entrepreneur, and I had it back within 6 days.
Well, wonderful. That must.
Well, I just wanted to put in a plug for you that is the most wonderful service I received recently.
Well, what did you think of the material?
I've read almost everything. I could not get enough of it. I've absolutely devoured it, and even my father, who I would consider, old hardline, went through the military, even was very impressed with The Survivor.
Yes.
I think that's a testament to you.
Well, good.
That's
good.
what I wanted to say.
Well, I think if you order the Survivor-bound volumes, you'll love them too.
Yeah, I'll certainly get those as money comes in.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, the phone number is 501-437-2963. The mailing address is P.O. Box 95, Alpena, Arkansas. Here's a call. Hello, Kurt Saxon here.
Yeah, Kirk, this is Rennie from Triad Electronics.
Hi, Rennie.
Yeah, I got quite a few phone calls.
Oh, okay, good.
From
good.
Your listeners out there.
Okay, I'm glad you called because I was going to put out a call for you. Excuse me, a fellow in England, Manchester, called me today, and he wanted your phone number because we didn't come in very clear there. So would you give your phone number again a couple of times?
Okay, be happy to. The area code is 616-832-2060.
Okay, that's 316-836. No.
Oh, 616.
616-832-2060. And you send a catalog, right?
Right.
Okay, well, I hope you get a lot of business from it.
Okay, and in case he doesn't want to call, it's Post Office Box 14, Paris, Paris, Michigan 49338. Now
Give me that again, quick.
Okay, Post Office Box 14, Paris, Paris, Michigan 49338.
Okay, and you'll send the catalog.
Yes. The reason I called, quite a few people was asked me about converting a AM radio so their friends and stuff could listen to you.
Yeah.
And without the right test equipment, that is a tedious job, and if you don't know electronics very good.
Yeah.
I was thinking about building a little converter. And all that does, it takes that signal that you put out, 5.810, and it converts it down to 1 megacycle, where you could hook it right to your regular AM radio.
Yeah.
And you could receive it right on your regular radio.
Yeah.
I just wonder if you think any of your listeners might be interested in that.
Well, now, that's up to them. They've got your phone number and your address.
Yeah, because that'd be a lot cheaper than trying to go out and buy a shortwave radio.
Yeah.
They got, and so I was really surprised that quite a few callers said that all their friends would like to listen to you. In fact, the one guy said every night you got 3 or 4 people over at his house coming just to listen to you.
Well, bless his heart.
Okay, I already let you go then. I just wanted to, that way I might get some response. If there's enough response, I would design and build one. And they won't be very expensive, nothing like a shortwave radio or anything.
Okay, that'll be great.
Okay, but nice talking to you.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye for now. Okay, the phone number is 501-437-2963. The mailing address is P.O. Box 95, Alpena, Arkansas, 72611. Hello, Kurt Saxon here.
Hello, Kurt. Kurt.
Yes, I hear you.
Oh, this is Don from North Carolina.
Hi, Don.
Kurt, I heard your statement a while ago about, and I heard the lady say she received something within 6 days.
Mm-hmm.
Should I be a little concerned? I mailed in on January the 15th, and I haven't received anything yet.
Well, I tell you what, you give it 1 week, and then
send
me a postcard, and I'll just send you out another packet. You probably wind up with 2, but I don't want people to wait too long.
Well, no, I'll give it another week.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
we guarantee you'll finally get it. I don't know what's happened to the mail, and those were the ones sent out bulk mail.
Yeah.
And they can just take the longest time. That's why I stopped sending those packets bulk mail.
Well, I got patience.
Yeah.
Patience. So, okay, I sent you a little letter and the money order for 15, and
it should have been 10.
And well, yeah.
Don't send more than a thing is offered for, because that just confuses it.
Well, okay. I just said leave off the David Koresh. I wasn't interested in that.
Well, I didn't. I don't think we got that one. We may never have gotten it.
That letter from me?
I don't remember anything like that.
Yeah, I sent you a money order for 15, and sent you a little letter, and just stated that.
Well, you see, the packets are all made up. But you send in your $10 and you get the packet.
Well, I sent you a money order for 15 on mail at January.
Okay, I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
But,
okay. Well, I'll tell you what, Kurt. I'll wait a week, and if I don't hear anything, I'll burn a copy of the money order and.
Well, just no, you don't need to do that. Just send a card, and we'll compare that. If we got your order, then and we will know that we sent it out, and it just probably got lost in the mail someplace. So we'll send it again, but never send more than is asked for, because.
Oh well, I just thought that if I sent 15 and leave off the David Koresh, maybe I get some other info. But
no, you
okay.
See, you lost out. You're probably never going to get it.
Okay, well I'll wait a week, Kurt, and if I don't hear anything, I'll send you a card.
Okay, that we'll take care of it, and you'll get it, but you'll get everything offered because they're all in packets already made up.
All right, my friend, appreciate it.
Okay.
I just want to talk to you and see if I should be concerned.
Don't be concerned about nothing.
I ain't concerned. I trust you. I'll get something.
Sure you will.
Yeah, but I'll give the mail another week.
Okay.
Okay, Kurt, good talking to you, and appreciate listening to you every evening.
All right.
Goodbye.
Goodbye for now. Okay, the phone number is 501-437-2963. The mailing address is P.O. Box 95, Alpena, Arkansas, 72611. Hello, Kurt Saxon here.
Good evening, Kurt. This is Henry from Arizona.
Hi, Henry.
Just some information. You had a caller on a little bit ago. I think his name was Bob. He was from Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't catch the town he was from. But
Florence, I think.
Florence?
Something like that.
Yeah, okay, that sounds right. Anyhow, I got a number here for him. He was looking for winter red wheat.
Yes.
And he can get it at a place called Grover's.
Yes.
And I'll give the phone number if that's okay.
Okay, it's in Arizona?
Yeah, it's in Phoenix.
Okay, you Arizona people, take this down.
And the place is called Grover's, and the number is 482-0091.
Okay, 482-0091. That's only for people in Arizona. Anybody else can get it closer.
Yeah, right. And they sell it in 50-pound buckets, and it runs $15 to $20.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Bucket. And they've got red wheat, oats, winter wheat, all kinds of stuff down there. So if he's interested, he can give them a call, and he can get all the wheat he needs.
Okay.
So that's about it. Just still enjoy your show. Keep up the good work.
Why, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, bye for now. Okay, the phone number again is 501-437-2963. The mailing address is, whoops, here's another call. Hello, Kurt Saxon here.
Hello, Kurt. This is Lee calling from Greenville, Mississippi.
Hi, Lee.
I really enjoyed the program. I heard over the last week you gave out the number for a Harbor Freight catalog.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm in heavy industry here on the river for maritime transportation. And I have ordered quite a bit of things from Harbor Freight in the last few years.
Yeah.
They do have good prices, and some of their equipment is good. However, not everything in the catalog is made in the USA, and I have had some problems with some of the Asian products that they offer. In the catalog, they usually specify if it is American-made. The American-made tools have held up real well. But I'm talking about things like dial indicators and wrenches and socket sets and calipers. Some of the Asian stuff is not quite as heavy duty, so your listeners may want to look through the catalog closely and see if the particular item that they want is American made. I've had better luck with the American made tools. Of course, I'm putting them through rough service. You know, this is a lot harder than just household type stuff. But all in all, I've been happy with Harbor Freight. They do have good prices, and the stuff is mostly good quality. I'll say I've been happy more than I've been disappointed. And what disappointment I have had has been with Japanese or Chinese items that they carry in there. But for the money, as far as accuracy, they have some dial indicators for $29, and they are as accurate as a Mitutoyo or a Starrett. They don't seem to have the lifespan, but in the type of work I do, I end up buying an indicator a year, if not more. The American-made items are usually specified, made in USA.
Okay, so if it's if you're going to be using it all the time, the preference would be for American made, and if you're just sort of a hobbyist or you're going to use it occasionally, You don't need something that's going to hold up real much. Then if the price is really good, then Asian will do, right?
There you go. I don't mean to denigrate Harbor Freight. Like I said, all in all, I've been happy with them more than I've ever been unhappy with them, and for the price that I've paid in some cases, and for the type of work I do, a $29 or $39 tool is almost expendable.
Well, that's good. Okay, then that should cover it, and I'll give their number again.
Okay. Well, Kurt, I really enjoyed the show. I'm looking forward to receiving my package, and
well, you're going to get it soon. Like I said, I'm just we got very anxious by people not getting their packets, and so I'll go the extra postage to make sure that people do get them quicker.
Okay. Listen, either last night or the night before, I heard a gentleman. I thought he said he was going to be traveling up that way towards Harrison or out.
Yeah.
My wife and I have really enjoyed listening to you here over the last 3 or 4 weeks since I kind of accidentally discovered you. And we may be headed up that way sometime here, perhaps this summer. We're considering buying some property. Are you working out of a house or a radio?
Yeah, I work out of my home. So if you get in the area, just give me a call. You can drop by, have a cup of coffee and a chat.
Well, that's great. I've heard you talk about the 30-06 and the 12 gauge. I've got a 03A3 Springfield and a Winchester 12 gauge pump, a pretty good stockpile of single-aught and number 1 buck. Sound like a man after my own heart. I'm a reloader, and I've got a 25-gallon bucket full of empty 30-06 holes. I melt my own lead and make my own bullets. I have several different molds.
Yes.
And I'm really enjoying the advice you're giving on the Survivalist. Your arsenal that you listed, the 12 gauge, the 38, and the 30-06, I agree completely. I might also suggest the addition of a 22 rimfire.
Yeah.
Just because ammunition is so cheap.
Oh, yeah.
It's good for small game.
Yeah.
If someone's at a grocery store, of course, 22 is illegal for deer, but I do know that many deer have been killed with them, and a person can survive on squirrels and rabbits. He's a good shot with the 22.
Well, of course, as more people are trying to survive on squirrels and rabbits, there's going to be less squirrels and rabbits.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I'd advise you to raise your own rabbit.
Yeah, I heard you mention that in the last week. You mentioned the fellow that was into trapping, and you said that raising was really much better. That way you're not going to catch domestic animals or cause any unnecessary suffering to the wildlife. I agree completely. You're correct on that, on raising your own. Okay, well, I really enjoyed the show. I look forward to this every day when I come home from work. I read the paper, and if 6 o'clock gets here before I finish the paper, I drop the newspaper and turn on the radio.
Okay, look, I'm glad to have you for a listener.
Okay, keep up the good work.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Now, I'll give you that Harbor Freight number again. It's 1-800-423-2567. That's 1-800-423-2567. Call for a catalog. Hello, Kurt Saxon here.
Hello, Kirk. Yes, I enjoyed the show. I'm calling from Albany, Georgia.
Yeah.
I missed the show Tuesday night. The one you had about firearms. About firearms. For home defense, what did you suggest would be the best bet for a family?
38.
As far as long-range shotguns, rifles?
No. 38 caliber pistol, and a 12-gauge shotgun, and a 30-06.
30-06.
Now, if you want a 22 rifle for hunting small game, if there is any, fine. But for home defense, you can't beat what I've just suggested.
For deer and things like that, what would I use also?
A shotgun.
Shotgun?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to know what...
Preferably a double lot or single lot.
Okay. I just want to know what the white people are getting so I can know what to get. I just infiltrated your ranks, and I know what you're going to do, and I'm listening to you every night, and I know what you're doing.
Well, what you ought to do... what you ought to do is subscribe to U.S. Militia.
U.S. Militia?
Yeah. Send $10 from a packet. You're going to be surprised and amazed and delighted.
Okay, great. Alpena, Arkansas?
72611.
I'll do that.
$10, and you'll get $5 back on your first subscription.
The shoestring entrepreneur, you can't do that up front?
Well, no, well, you can do that up front, but I think that you would rather subscribe to U.S. Militia.
I'm going to tell all my homeboys, too.
Okay, you do that. Start a U.S. militia unit in your neighborhood. Then you can fight off white marauders.
I'm a fight of Satan worshipers like you.
There you go.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, buddy. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Okay, the phone number is 501-437-2963, and the mailing address is P.O. Box 95, Alpena, Arkansas, 72611. And, whoops, here's another call. Hello, Kurt Saxon here.
Hi, Kurt. Yeah, this is Lou over in northeastern Ohio.
Hi, Lou.
Yeah, our company's going to be getting some newly imported shortwave radios for anybody that would like to buy one. I could send you a sample one next week. You could take a look at it. The price is going to be right around between $52 and $59. And it's a digital shortwave, and picks up your show fine. Also has a timer on it where they could hook it up to a tape recorder, and it'll automatically tape your show in case they're not at home to listen to it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I tell you, you send me a sample, and we'll try it out, and we'll talk about it and see if we can get you some orders.
Sure, and we could sell it either through your show or sell them to you. You could sell them through the U.S. Militia, however you want to do it.
Well, I'd rather not carry anything but books, really.
Oh.
I'd probably give you a free plug in U.S. Militia and Shoestring Entrepreneur, where people can buy your radios, because, see, a lot of people subscribing to Shoestring Entrepreneur and U.S. Militia don't have shortwave radios, so if I tell them where to get one relatively cheap, if it's a good one, then they'll buy it straight from you, and it won't cost you anything because it's a service to my customers.
Oh, great. Yeah,
so send it right out, because I'm nearly finished with issue 4 of U.S. Militia, and I'll just put it in there before I get it printed.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send it out next week.
Well, send it out tomorrow. Well, no, tomorrow's...
Okay, I could send it out tomorrow. We're getting a sample shipment in. I'm just going to inspect. They changed the model number slightly. Just want to inspect them and then send out the first inspected one I get, and you could try it out.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure enough.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, the phone number is 501-437-2963, and the address is P.O. Box 95, Alpena, Arkansas, 72611. Hello, Kurt Saxon here.
Oh, Kurt, I need a little help with something. I was watching the show quite a while ago, documentary. Anyway, they were showing how you take manure and put it in like a concrete pit.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember what kind of gas. Would it be methane?
That would be methane.
Gas, enough to...
you can do just...
burn like you're cooking and...
Yeah, you can do just as well in a 55-gallon drum.
Is that right?
Yeah, just have one with a lid for it that with a rubberized seal, and then drill a hole to accommodate some PVC tubing, and then when the manure ferments, or when the bacteria digest it, then the output will be methane gas, which you can just hose up to your gas stove.
Would that work in the wintertime?
Well, if you have it in your kitchen where it's warm, if you've got it outside coming through the kitchen wall and it's cold, it's naturally going to slow the growth of the bacteria. Now, there's all kinds of books you can buy on methane production.
You recommend it?
Now, there's Rodeo's Producing Your Own Power. You'd have to look that up in your library. Of course, that'd be best to buy it. You ought to go to your nearest health food store and see if they can't order it for you.
Rodeo's?
Yes, Producing Your Own Power. It's $12 to $15 in soft cover. I might stock it later on, but I don't have it in stock right now.
Okay. Okay, well, thanks a lot.
You're very welcome.
Good show.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, the phone number is 501-437-2963, The mailing address is P.O. Box 95, Alpena, Arkansas, 72611. And for $10, you get the information packet and a $5 certificate off on either subscription. Hello, Kurt Saxon here.
Hello, Kurt. This is Ben down in East Texas.
Hi, Ben.
I've called you once before, and I got your packet. I sent off for your packing.
Oh, you finally got it?
Yeah, I got mine. It took about 10 days, but I got it and have enjoyed it. The reason I'm calling, I've been listening to you just about every night, and as I hear people call in, I hear a lot of people call in that have questions about certain things, dealing with survival and what have you, and then people that call in that have answers to those questions.
Yeah.
And what I'm doing, I got a computer, and I've been already working on this. I'm thinking about working up a newsletter kind of for all the listeners to kind of pull all these questions and answers together for people. You see what I mean?
Well, that would be very good. I don't have time to do that, but I'd certainly be glad to let people know how to subscribe to your newsletter. I'm sure that they would not only subscribe, but be sending all kinds of questions and answers. And
yeah, and it'll give people ideas, good ideas.
Mm-hmm.
If everybody shares their ideas, I think that we'll all do better.
Yeah, well, get on it
when the collapse, takes place.
Yeah.
Let people get a pencil, and I'll give you.
Well, now, do you have anything to send yet?
Oh yeah. I've already got some made up. In fact, they're in a booklet form, kind of like a magazine.
Well, what are you charging?
Well, I don't know. I'm just going to give the first issue for nothing, okay? And if people like.
Well, now, can you afford that? What if you get several hundred requests?
Oh yeah, I can.
Okay, just
Definitely.
fire away then.
All right, and this is going to be a newsletter to put everybody's ideas together.
And it's free.
And it's free. The first copy is free, and it's about 16 pages. And what they need to do is address it to SWM. That's SWM.
Got it.
Okay, and that's P.O. Box 771.
P.O. Box 771.
Gladewater. That's one word. Gladewater, Texas.
TX.
Mm-hmm. And the zip code is 75647.
Okay. When you call me again in a few days, give it again.
Yeah, and I think it'll help kind of help out everybody. And I really enjoyed your show. And
did you like what was in the information package?
Yeah, that was good. I got a kick out of Clarence. That was cute.
Yeah, he's quite a boy.
Oh yeah.
If we had more Clarences like him in New York, there wouldn't be any muggers, would there?
There you go. Well, I appreciate your show, and keep up the good work, and hope some people will write in for this free newsletter.
I bet they will.
All right.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, again, the phone number is 501-437-2963, and the address is P.O. Box 95, Alpena, Arkansas, 72611. Hello, Kurt Saxon here.
Yeah, Kurt, it's a little tough to get through tonight.
Well, you've been getting a lot of calls for some reason.
Yeah, well, you're putting on a pretty decent show, so I imagine you'll get more and more as time goes by.
Well, I'm glad.
I have a question for you. One thing, I'm writing out my check for my $10 intro pack right now.
Mm-hmm.
How do you spell Alpena?
A-L-P-E-N-A.
E-N-A, okay. I would have misspelled it.
As long as you get the zip code right, it'll get to me.
The gentleman about the newsletter, what did he say the name of that?
Oh, come on now. You ought to have your pencil ready. I don't write all this stuff down.
I got everything, but I got water, but I couldn't understand what he was...
Gladewater, as I remember.
Is it Blade?
Gladewater.
Okay.
Texas. Did you get the zip code?
I got everything else.
Okay, then you'll do it. Okay.
Understand him.
SMW, I think it was.
SWM.
Okay, SWM. See, you remembered more than you thought.
I wrote it all down. I just couldn't understand him.
Oh, well.
One question I have about the intro pack. I really don't know what all's in it, but...
Well, let me tell you, you get a sample copy of U.S. Militia, the only magazine for community defense. Tells you how to make all your own weaponry, how to start a business of security, how to keep your neighborhood going no matter what happens. You could fight off the world and have a good time doing it. And then, of course, there's my ongoing story about Clarence, my released psychotic, who is ridding the world of Martians. And it tells step by step just how he does it. And good editorials, good reprints from very old weapons magazines, maybe like the American Rifleman. And then there's the Shoestring Entrepreneur, which shows you how to sell anything you can make or grow. You can start a business if you're on welfare and in a wheelchair. There's no limits at all. And then you get that David Koresh Last Testament. And also you get $5 off on either subscription. And if you should subscribe to Shoestring Entrepreneur, you'll get several back issues of the Survivor at no charge. And either subscription would give you 10% off on all my books and tapes. So the package will sort of open the door to a whole realm of literature that you really can't get anyplace else.
I guess it's included as a catalog of all your books.
Oh, yes, yes. Both the Shoestring Entrepreneur and U.S. Militia, they'll tell you all about everything I've got.
Is that Waco, the Koresh deal, is that just like a one little page?
Oh, no. It's, I think it's about, where is a copy? Oh, here it is. It's about 52 pages.
Mercy.
And it's a lot of reading. It's his last writings, poetry, a letter about the FBI and his lawyers, and various things. It's a collector's item. Once I stop promoting it, it will never exist anymore. So I don't know how valuable it would be to anybody, but it's interesting and it's free. It's a premium.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. I'll be sending in.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Bye for now. Okay. The phone number is 501-437-2963. The mailing address is P.O. Box 95, Alpena, Arkansas 72611. And here's another phone call. Hello, Kurt Saxon here.
Hello, this is Kevin from New Jersey.
Hi, Kevin.
The other night you gave two different numbers. You gave one for Harbor Freight, and you gave another one for Countryside and Small Stock Journal, I think it was.
Yeah.
What is that organization?
Well, it's not an organization. It's a publication. It's kind of back to the land type thing. It started in 1917. It was for small farmers, people such as yourself who might go out and buy a half acre or more and just want to raise just anything you can think of and hopefully make a living off of it.
Okay, I caught the number, but I didn't catch exactly what it was.
Well, I'll give the number again for anyone who didn't catch it. I suggest you call up and arrange for a subscription, and you can even buy back issues. It's a very, very good publication. It's 1-800-551-5691. Again, that's 1-800-551-5691. Give them a call.
Okay. Now, have you thought about maybe in your packets including a list of numbers instead of repeating them during the shows?
Well, see, the people have to... I've got my phone number in the packet, but you see... who knows how many people are listening, at least 3 or 4. So they don't all have the packet. See, so it wouldn't do me any good to put something in the packet. Once they've got the packet, then they've already got the numbers. But I have to keep repeating the numbers because a lot of people don't write them down. Besides, I don't think it takes more than about 10 seconds to give out the number.
Okay, yeah, I just noticed everyone keeps calling in, to repeat the number. But you're right, I guess everybody doesn't have the packet yet.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Oh, and of course I repeat the number because when I take when someone wants me to do a phone number or address, I repeat it because somebody's got his pencil poised and he just didn't quite get it the first time. But anyway, my phone number again is 501-437-2963. Hello, Kurt Saxon here.
Oh, Kurt, how you doing tonight?
Fine.
I enjoy listening to you on the air.
Good.
I enjoyed your gun show the other night.
Yeah.
Some listeners might be interested to note, and I've got one. If you're on a budget and you want more than one caliber of gun, New England Firearms makes what they call a handy rifle.
Yeah.
You can get it in 30-06 and then send the receiver and the forearm back to them, and they can put any of 4 barrels you want on it, plus shotgun barrels and either a smoothbore or rifled slug barrels.
Do they have ad copy on that?
They sure do. you can call them in Gardner, Massachusetts, I believe.
Well, do you have the phone number?
Sure. If you want to wait just a second, I can get it for you.
Well, okay. While he's getting it for me, I will tell you how to order the tapes of the show if you'd like them. They're $6 each or $25 for a week's shows postpaid. It's Jeffrey's Audio, P.O. Box 326, Alpena, Arkansas 72611. That is P.O. Box 326, Alpena, Arkansas 72611. You there?
You bet.
Okay.
Okay, you can get this. You can get these rifles, and of course they're break open rifles. They're made on investment cast steel receivers, and I've got one in 30-30, and it's excellent. And I've ordered one in 30-06, and you can get it in 30-06, 270, 243, 223, 22, 250, and the extra barrels that you can get rifled are 22 Hornet, 223, 30-30, and 45-70.
Okay, what's the number to call?
Their phone number is 508 632 9393.
508-632 what?
9393.
9393. Okay, everybody should have gotten that.
And extra barrels are $70 for rifles and $40 for shotgun barrels.
Okay, good.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye for now. Okay, phone number again is 501-437-2963. The address is P.O. Box 95, Alpena, Arkansas 72611. And the address for Jeffrey's Audio is P.O. Box 326, Alpena, Arkansas 72611. Hello, Kurt Saxon here.
Kurt, a while ago you had a black man that called in there and he tried to make fun.
Oh, he's all right.
Well, what I want to tell him, he says something about Satan worship. Well, I want to address this to him.
Okay.
Leave you alone. You're passing out good information. If he can't accept it for what it's worth, then let him call his Satan idols, like, what's his name, the Islam.
Oh, Louis Farrakhan.
Let him call him and let him call Jesse.
Yeah.
Leave you alone. We don't need none of this smart mouth stuff. You passing out good information.
Well, I don't mind somebody like him calling every once in a while. He's not really a bad guy.
Well, I'm not saying that, but there's no sense in making an ass out of himself. Call the ones he idolizes.
Yeah.
And leave you alone.
Well, okay, I hope he's listening.
I hope he is too.
Okay.
Thank you, Kurt.
You're very welcome. Bye-bye. Okay, again, the phone number is 501-437-2963. The mailing address is P.O. Box 95, Alpena, Arkansas. And you just send $10 for that information packet, and you'll be off on the biggest adventure of your life. You're going to love it, and you'll also get a $5 off on either subscription. Here's another call. Hello, Kurt Saxon here.
Hello, Kurt. This is Randy calling from up here in Ontario, Canada.
Hi, Randy.
And what I wanted to ask is, my family and I are looking at possibly relocating to somewhere down in the States. And after doing quite a bit of reading, Northwest Arkansas sounds kind of interesting.
Oh, yes, it's the best place in the world. That's why I'm here.
And I was wondering maybe if you could tell me the type of people down there, like from some of the stuff I've read, it sounds like it's a rural area, and there's maybe a lot of back-to-the-land people. Now,
Not too many.
Not too many?
No. There's plenty of room.
There's still lots of room, eh?
Yeah, it's very low population density.
And what's the difference then between a back-to-the-land, like a farmer, a rural person, and a survivalist? Are there quite
not too much difference. Just the terms you want to use. I made up the term survivalist. That simply means a person who anticipates the collapse of the system and wants to survive it. And he may think that he's going to do it in the suburbs or even in the city. He's preparing one way or the other. But if he's a back-to-the-lander, if he's a real survivalist, he's going to go to an area that is less populated where he's got a little bit of ground, maybe even as little as an acre or a half acre, something where he can grow things, a tire garden, a bunch of rabbit hutches, a chicken yard, things like that. Of course, now back to the lander is usually someone who just wants to get out of the rat race, leave the big city and its worries and its crime and its hassles, and move to a small town that's lazy, easy going. There's not much intelligent life in Arkansas. But that doesn't mean a whole lot. You got your libraries, we got cable TV, we got indoor plumbing, and so what more do you want?
No, that sounds all right.
I'm sure it's just as good as rural areas in Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have any Duke-boards.
You get a little more freedom down there, a little more political.
Oh, definitely. Well,
laws.
We don't even have politics in Arkansas. I've been told we have a governor, but I haven't heard his name, and I'm not interested. I mean, once we got rid of that idiot, everybody breathed such a sigh of relief. No governor could be worse than he was.
Yeah. If somebody was, like, if we were planning on taking a holiday down there for a couple weeks, how would you recommend getting to know people? Like, is there...
you can't get to know them in a couple of weeks. They wouldn't like you anyway.
No,
well, it's very clandestine here. I'm not accepted. My wife is. But my people were born, well, my dad was born 15 miles from here, but I'm not accepted in Arkansas, even though my wife is.
Is that right? Yeah.
And so they don't, well, they're very friendly. See, this is the main tourist area. They got to be friendly, and they're just naturally basic, good, honest people. But you can't get close to them unless you've lived here for a long time. Now, that child in the background, he'd probably fit in okay.
Yeah, he makes enough noise, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like I say, it's been good talking to you, and I like watching or listening to your show. It's been a couple of weeks now since I started. So.
Okay. Well, you keep listening.
Good enough then.
Okay, buddy.
Thanks.
Okay, bye for now.
Bye.
Okay, phone number is 501-437-2963. The mailing address is P.O. Box 95, Alpena, Arkansas. Send in that $10. Get your intro packet, including U.S. Militia, Shoestring Entrepreneur, the Koresh thing, and tells you all about my books and tapes, books and things that really open up a new world to you. Hello, Kurt Saxon here.
Hello, Kurt. This is Paul in Hickory, North Carolina.
Yes, Paul.
From listening to your show, I kind of gather that you feel like there's no longer a possible political solution to our dilemma that we find our country in.
Oh, we're long past the point of no return.
I'm afraid you're right. I've been studying the situation for years and worrying over it for a while. I've quit worrying about it because
Don't worry at all.
Yeah, I've realized that these people are beyond help. You can't tell anybody anything. They just they won't listen. They're not interested. They don't think there's a problem, most of them.
Well, I think my wife calls it chronic denial.
Yeah. Yeah, I meet a lot of people in my line of work, and I talk to a lot of them, and I start off kind of with the simple, basic stuff, try to feel out their politics a little bit and see what they think about it, and most of them, it makes them uncomfortable to even think about it, much less do anything about it.
Well, they'll poo-poo it, and they go home and get drunk and beat their wife.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
Sure is. It's for a while I was disgusted with them and couldn't forgive them for it, but I guess now I've come to the conclusion that you just have to ignore them and prepare as best you can to take care of yourself and your family.
Well, they're just cults. They're not going to make it, and I think subconsciously they realize that, so they're going to be antagonistic to anyone who points out their alternatives, which they can't choose with.
Yeah.
They're just locked into the system, and they can't survive without it, and they realize when it goes, they go, so they resent you giving them any sort of challenge.
Yes, that's exactly right. There's plenty of examples. If these people had any chance of coming out of their denial, or some big examples are going to come in the very near future. South Africa is going to be a good one.
Yeah.
The good people, the Christians, the Zulus, and the Afrikaners are probably going to be slaughtered by the communist Marxist ANC with the help of the UN.
Well, the UN is a toothless something or other, but nobody's going to wipe out the Zulus. The Zulus was the most powerful tribe going, and they were only subdued by the whites, and when the whites lose it, then the Zulus are going to eat everybody else.
Yeah. The Zulus, I talked to a missionary that had done some work in South Africa, and it came back recently, and he said that the Zulus, that many of them were Christians, and their main problem with the ANC was Marxism, communism does not tolerate Christianity. Communism is a godless belief, and that's the main friction point between the Zulus and the ANC.
Well, also, you got to consider your tribes. In most of southern Africa, I don't mean South Africa, but southern Africa. You know, North Africa is that you got Israel, and you got the Persians and the Syrians and so on like that. But in southern Africa, you've got all blacks, and they are generation after generation of tribal hatreds that has only been subdued by the white colonialism. And you've seen what happened with the Igbos and all of these others. And once they get out from under any sort of white domination or white influence, then they're going to go back to the spear and the shield, and it's going to be miserable. And I wouldn't even want to be a cameraman there. They're just, I mean, and then all the idea is that Christianity and communism are going to go by the board because they'll go back to their tribal gods. That is more ingrained into them than anything that they could ever be taught.
Well, you can't in a century or two drag a Stone Age people into a modern Western civilization type culture.
No, you cannot do it at all. And I know quite a few people in that region, and they, without exception, tell me that once the white influence is withdrawn, they're going to go back to the same tribal influences they had hundreds and hundreds of years ago.
Well, look at Rhodesia.
Yeah.
They were the well-fed, healthiest country in Africa on that continent. They ran the white people out instead of the evil white man, and now they're starving to death.
Yes, they are. Well, see, we're just they were allowed to overpopulate to the extent that once the white influence is withdrawn, then the overpopulation will die, and so. Okay, we've got about a minute, so I'll talk to you. I'll maybe try to finish this. Once when their surplus population dies off, then it will revert to the old tribalism of 100 years ago.
You're exactly right.
But there won't be any communism or UN or Christianity or anything. We can't understand the way they think, and bless their hearts, maybe they don't think. But there's really nothing we can do about it, and we shouldn't worry about them.
I think the global powers, the people that run the UN and run this country, for that matter, are after the strategic metals.
Well, they won't. They won't have access to them very long.
No, they won't, will they?
So they'll go with the rest of them when they all go over the cliff.
They sure will, and I'll still be here a lot.
Yes, you will. I hope you are. I hope you.
You too.
Okay.
See you.
Bye for now. Now it's sign-off time. I'll talk to you tomorrow. So this is Kurt Saxon saying goodbye and be good.